Hello and welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I am Teacher Oakley and we are going to continue in this hour to talk about TOEFL listening. Today is the middle of a 3-day series on TOEFL listening. Today we're going to concentrate on listening to conversations. We're going to practice and we're going to actually answer the questions, first of all, by examining a transcript so we can actually see it written. Of course, in the real test, you would not see a transcript, obviously. You would only hear the audio. But first, we're going to start out nice and slow, and we're going to be able to examine the transcript to see how it works with the questions. Okay? After we do that, we'll go ahead and listen to an audio and practice answering the questions. Depending on how the class goes, maybe we'll even listen to another one. I don't know yet. Okay, so we're going to take it step by step to get a feel for what's going on. Again, in the TOEFL listening test, it is a computerized test. You'll see a screen. You're going to be listening to a few conversations, usually 2 or 3 minutes long, and answering 5 or 6 questions, and then you listen to lectures. Professors, usually professors speaking, and again, 5 or 6 questions. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Hello, Joseph. Welcome.
Hi, teacher, how are you?
Joseph, I am well, but it is really, really hot here where I live. It is so humid. It's unbelievable.
Don't you like be humid?
No, I don't like humid. I feel like I should grow gills like a fish so that I can breathe underwater. That's what it
Here
feels like.
in my country is very hot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Where are you again, Joseph?
I'm from Peru.
Peru. Oh yeah, right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Is it humid there?
Not. I feel too much hot.
Yeah. Okay.
It is not fresh now.
Yeah.
I'm not fresh.
Ah. Okay. Well, it is not fresh here. So I'm struggling with the humidity, but other than that, I'm doing fine, Joseph. I'm also struggling with my camera. I'm not sure why my camera keeps switching off. I have to keep manually turning it back on again. Okay, chat box works. Not sure why this is happening. All right. Okay. Joseph, we are looking at the TOEFL test today. Let's just give it a second. Oh, there we go. Very good. Now there's at least 2 of you. We can get started. Hello, Tolita.
Hi,
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good. Nice to see you. Tolita, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Uh, it's about your picture in the your Google avatar, your Google picture. Wait, is that your pet seal or?
No, I was working in a rehabilitation center in Holland, and then I took a picture with a seal.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't. Okay, I thought maybe you had a pet seal. That would be cool.
No, I would like to have.
I don't know anybody who has a pet seal. That would be awesome.
No, I think 4 cats and a seal it's too much.
You have 4 cats?
Yes.
Oh my
For
goodness.
baby.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But then, you know what would be cool is you could train the seal to juggle the cats with his nose, and that would be awesome. Excellent party trick. Wow. Also, welcome Ruth. Hello.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get started. Um, First, I'm going to take this nice and slow. I want to use a transcript to examine a conversation that you might hear in the TOEFL listening test. Again, of course, you would not be able to see the transcript in the real test. You would, however, see pictures, or you would get signals or ideas of what was going on. For example, they might flash a screen like this. Biology, okay. Use every chance or every hint you get to predict what you're going to hear. All right, that is one of the keys to success in TOEFL, IELTS, any listening, English listening test. That is really the key. Concentration and prediction, predicting what you will hear. You would then see a screen like this. So if I see this, Joseph, clearly I know it's a conversation, but what do you think? What are the clues? Who's talking?
They are talking about they are examining an essay.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe the guy is giving him some advice.
that's what it appears. Even you can see a developmental biology book down here. Look at that. And yes, they're examining an essay. Okay. Look, they're going to have clues as to what you'll be listening to, and the more you can predict, the better. All right, now I need a volunteer. Uh, um, okay. Do I have any volunteers to help me? There's a male and a female, as so often happens.
Okay, teacher.
Uh, I can do it.
Okay, Joseph, not that I don't thank you very much, but Joseph, your audio is a little bit low, and so that's the only reason. So, Talita, I'm going to have you do it, okay?
Okay.
No offense, Joseph, but Talita's audio, her sound is very, very clear.
Okay,
So,
teacher.
okay, thank you. I guess it would make the most sense, Talita, if you and I did this, if I was the male student and you played the part of the female student. So you're FS, I'm FMS, okay?
Okay.
So let's read through. I can't believe it. Professor Blake gave me a C on my biology test.
Of course he did. You only answered 80% of the question right. Next time, maybe you should consider studying without the television on.
But I wasn't watching it. I really was paying attention to my notes and the book and stuff. I'm just the sort of person who needs white noise in the background in order to concentrate. I mean, I'm usually good at biology.
Oh, my sister says she's like that.
Okay, so you know what I mean. If I'm in the middle of a quiet room, every little noise is distracting. It's like it's magnified. I mean, amplified. Whatever. If the if the radiator starts making little noises,
Boy, how old is the heating system in these old dorm rooms? Anyway, huh?
yeah, really. Or someone's having a conversation in the hall and it comes in through the door, I just start fixating on it.
I get it. I get that. But is it a good idea to use the television for noises? Don't you get distracted or if something funny comes on, or interesting?
Sometimes, I guess, but most of the time I can focus just fine, I think.
All right, but you know, thought you can use other things to drown
Drown?
drown out noises, like my sister. I'm not making this up. She had an old fan, and it made kind of a when she ran it.
A hum.
Hum.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
those
is
old.
hum? Sorry.
Okay, shall I demonstrate?
Okay.
I am humming a tuneless song. I'm not a
Okay.
good hummer. Uh, yeah, those old fans do.
Right. Right. Steady sounds rhythm, not loud.
Rhythmic.
Rhythm, not loud. And it turned out that if she put it on, it has soft enough that she could think, and loud enough that the little distracting stuff is the background, like she couldn't hear that.
I just bought my fan new this year. It's the quiet kind.
Well, sure. I was, just giving an example. In your, oh, I have problem with this word. In our
Psychology.
psychology course last year, didn't they say that tuning the radio, turning turning the radio in the static is okay too for people who needed white noise. I mean,
Static on the radio? The hissing sound that makes? I'll never get any work done.
that's if you have it at normal volume. Oh, with trio and error, you the image is focal. I can see. Oh, okay. Now it's
Okay.
with trio and arrow. You might be able to make it softer, so it doesn't annoy you, but loud enough to drown out other stuff,
Uh-huh.
like my sister fan.
I guess.
It has to be better than the television. Just look at the biology score again.
Don't make me, please. Yeah, I mean, you may be right. I'll see how it works studying without the television.
Oh, something else I just thought of.
What?
Well, you were talking about the radiator, and I don't remember which class it was, but we were told that people find it harder to concentrate when they are in a warm room. It helps if the temperature is a little on the cold side, sharpens your concentration.
I do get drowsy when the radiator's on full blast, but the radiators in our rooms aren't very easy to control. It's not surprising after they've been used so many years, but
I'm with you there. You could always try cracking the windows, thought, or maybe wearing fewer lo- loud, mm, loud
layers.
layers of layers of clothing. It might be a little uncomfortable, but it's your grade we're talking about after all.
Okay. Thank you very much. Great job. Thanks a
Thank you.
lot, by the way. Uh, a quick note, tuning, not turning, but tuning the radio. That's when you move the dial to get different radio stations. We call that tuning.
Okay.
You tune the radio into a station.
Okay.
And another very common phrase that you guys should all know, trial and error. Uh, Basically, not really a logical scientific approach to something. You just try different things until you find something that works. All right? So just random trying something and, oh, that doesn't work, throw it away. So that method is called trial and error. Okay, well, there's the whole thing. Now, obviously, with all the ums and ahas and repetition and self-correction, this is a very, very natural kind of speaking, clearly. You will hear that. You will hear where they back up and start over again, or they give information that's really not important. Lots of oohs and ahas and ums and ohs. Sure, it's going to be a very natural kind of conversation. Hello there. Welcome.
Hi, Oakley. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay.
All right, hang tight there. We just read a dialogue transcript, and now we're going to look at the questions, what the questions are like. Ruth, what is the man's problem? Classic. This is very much a good example. You will almost certainly get this kind of question. So, Ruth, you have A, B, C, D here.
C.
He is distracted by noise while studying. Okay, actually, let's look at this a little more closely, and just so I can basically
A.
well, hang on. No, I just want to, not that you're wrong or anything, but the idea is a very good way to attack this, a strategy, is to use process of elimination. Okay, so actually one method to do this is to look at one at a time. He was unable to concentrate during the biology test. Is that true?
No.
No, it doesn't say anything about his concentrating during the test. So get rid of A. Great. Now you have, instead of a 25% chance, you have a 33% chance. He has a hard time understanding biology. Is that true?
He's a hard time. No.
No. He claims over and over again he's usually good at biology. Right. So there you go. Now we're down to a 50% chance. Okay. He's distracted by noise while studying.
It's probably.
Probably, and that is the correct answer, Ruth. Very good. Probably. We don't need to fall in love with the first good answer we see, okay? But we're not going to eliminate it either, okay?
Okay.
TOEFL has a they're horrible people, these people who make these tests. One thing I hate and find frustrating about TOEFL is sometimes they give two correct answers. It's one, it just turns out one is more correct than the other. However, in this case, probably not, because D, his television is broken. Ruth, is his television broken?
No.
No, absolutely not. He was just watching it. Which leaves us with C. So
Yes.
okay, they will. The reason I made you go through all that, Ruth, even though you had the right answer to begin with,
He
was
is distracted by noise whilst dying.
uh-huh. The reason I tortured you and made you go through all that is I really wanted to demonstrate that it is necessary to at least check the other answers because, again, TOEFL will give you 2 correct answers, but one is a little more correct, right?
Okay.
So you can't. I know you're worried about the time, which, yeah,
We
you have to
only
keep proceeding.
have,
Sorry, Joseph?
we only have a few seconds in every question.
Yeah, you must continue. That's right. And you have to keep going, and you can't go backwards in the listening test. So that's right. Exactly. Welcome to the class, Faisal. Hello, hello.
Oh, I've got the freezing. Oh, yeah. Hello, teacher.
Hello. Okay.
Sorry, I'm
Uh,
late.
it's okay. Hang on, Faisal. Joseph, you have the next question.
Yeah. What has the man been using to create white noise?
Okay, what do you think? A radio, a radiator, television,
No,
a fan.
no.
Television.
Yeah. Joseph, are you there?
Television.
Television is correct. The key here, of course, is the verb tense, has been. Okay, so up until now, they talk about using different methods in the future, uh, or the radiators as an example, but yeah, that's the key. So verb tenses can be very important to understanding the question. All right, here is another situation that can happen on the test. Listen again to a part of a lecture. You will get, they frequently do this, they will replay in your headphones a specific part of a lecture and then ask you a question about it. Okay, so for example, just a couple lines. You may hear this. Faisal, did you review the information or you're just arriving to class, so maybe we should skip you until we get to the next set? Or have you reviewed it?
No. I didn't review, but I just
Okay.
arrived to class. Wait a minute.
Okay, so Talita, I'll have you do this.
Yes.
Okay, you would hear this. I just bought my fan new this year. It's the quiet kind. Well, sure. I was, just giving an example. Hopefully it wouldn't be that bad, but something like that. Okay. Uh, all right. So the question is, what did the woman mean by this? In other words, why did she say this? Okay. Let's look at them one at a time. She misunderstood the nature of the man's problem. What do you think of that answer? Is it, as you go through, it should be maybe, definitely not. Or you're reasonably sure. How sure are you? Yes, no, maybe.
Maybe?
Oh, okay, that's fine. Maybes aren't definite. You're not married to the answer. Next, she was not specifically recommending the use of a fan.
No.
No?
Oh, yes.
You're just reacting to what I say. Okay. Let's look at the other answer. She thought the man had a different kind of fan.
Uh, I put letter. I will. I would put letter B, but I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Okay, you would choose letter B. Let's see what your classmates would say. Ruth, what's your vote?
Um, A, she misunderstood the nature of the man's problem.
Okay, Joseph, what do you think?
I think letter A.
Well, as it turns out, Talita is correct. Uh, she understands the man's problem. She understands that he's being distracted by noise. He's the one who doesn't understand. Uh, okay. So she's just giving an example. She's not example of white noise, if you remember. Really, a key component of this listening piece and what you must understand to really understand this conversation is white noise. That's really what the entire conversation is about. It's not about a biology. It's not about his test taking skills. It's all about white noise and different ways to create white noise. Do you know what white noise is, by the way? Faisal, do
No,
you know what white noise is?
No.
No idea? Anybody else?
What is?
What is white noise? White noise
Yes.
is like this. Just a noise. Things like, I don't know, probably no one, you're all young, so you don't have children, but children fall asleep when they drive in a car because the sound. That's white noise. A vacuum cleaner. That's white
Mm,
noise. Static on the radio. Tuneless, just noise that is steady and constant is called white noise. Um,
okay.
okay, so when the female student says, I was just giving an example, she was giving an example of white noise.
Letter B is
So,
correct.
right, she was not specifically remembering the use of a fan. Okay,
Hmm.
all right. Ruth, next.
Why does the
Why?
woman
Yep, sorry.
why does the woman suggest the man keep his window open? Um, can we go? D, people stay better in cold rooms.
Yeah, this is at the end of the conversation. Right? All these things are mentioned: clothing, comfortable, but you know, they're just none of these are right. They're just goofy. Some of them are obviously not right. Noise will help him concentrate. He states over and over again that noise distracts him. Okay. Yes. She remembers at the end. Okay. Very simple enough. Joseph, last one here.
okay. What do the speakers imply is the major problem with the hearing system?
Okay. Use POE, process of elimination.
It's control.
Did they mention controls?
No, no.
No, we can get rid of A. Uh, do they mention it's old?
Very old. No,
No. Okay. Do they mention the noise makes it too loud to drown out?
yes. It, it, I think it is right.
C. Okay, better check D. It doesn't heat the rooms effectively. Is this
No,
mentioned?
letter D. Letter D.
Letter D as in dog?
Yes.
Okay. Let's check what your roommates think. Your roommates. You guys aren't roommates. Classmates. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. Your roommates. I didn't even know. Okay. Just kidding. Okay, sorry. Talita, what do you think?
Sorry, I was not paying attention. I was doing another thing, so
Okay.
um, mm,
First of all, when you read the transcript, it's very much harder to concentrate on the information, believe it or not.
yeah.
I know that. It's a bit more challenging. Any idea?
No.
Okay, well, here's another lesson to be learned in TOEFL. You might as well guess because you won't suffer anymore for zero answer or for a wrong answer. It's the same. So you have a 25% chance of being right. Don't ever leave a blank answer in listening.
Okay.
So take a flying guess. Take a just random shot. What do you think?
C.
C, the noise. Ruth, what do you think?
C2.
C2.
Yes.
A refreshing tea beverage, C2. Okay. I tend to disagree myself. I think it's B, but maybe I'm wrong. Let us examine exactly what is said about the fan. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we see the beginning of it.
Oh.
I mean, if the radiator starts making little noises, okay, so they're not saying that the radiator makes noises that can't be drowned out. The woman says, how old is the heating system anyway, huh? Yeah, really? Okay, he's agreeing. All right, that's it. That's all they say. Later, at the end, they also mentioned it again. You were talking about the radiator, and she remembers about keeping the temperature cooled. And he says the radiators aren't easy to control. That's it. So, what do you think? Now, what do you think, Joseph?
It's very old.
It's very.
It's very old. Does everyone agree? That's it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. It's very old. The controls are not confusing. They're just not functioning properly. So that's wrong. Half the answer is right. If it says the controls are not functioning well, then that would be right. There's nothing about noise. Doesn't mention. In fact, if anything, it could be too hot, so it doesn't heat the rooms. Again, wrong.
But
Okay.
Oakley,
Yes.
they don't say very old directly, no? Or it's only a
No, not
question.
directly. Oh no, it's definitely not direct. How old are those things anyway? Okay, you would also hear some intonation clues. Boy, how old is the heating system in these old dorm rooms anyway, huh? She actually asked a rhetorical question, which would have an exaggerated intonation. So that would be another clue, by the way. Yeah, really? Right? Yeah, right? All right. That's in English we use yeah, really or yeah, right to agree. That's it. That's all they say. You're right. It is not directly stated. It is implied due to her probably her intonation and the fact that she's doing it in the form of a rhetorical question. which basically she only wants agreement with. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to listen. No transcript this time. However, what is going on here? Vishal, what's going on here? What will you be listening to, do you think?
I
Any idea?
see. It's kind of a student um make an appointment to her teacher.
Okay, maybe someone making an appointment.
Perhaps.
Okay, perhaps. Very good. Okay, you guys ready? We are now going. I'm just going to play the audio. I'll play a little bit and then I'll back up to. I want to make sure if I need to make adjustments, I want to make sure everyone can hear it. So hang on, let me play it.
Listen to a conversation at a university guidance office.
Excuse me. Are you Dr. Martin?
I'm...
Can everyone hear that okay?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to back it up and start again. Notice that the narrator gives you a clue as well. Listen for that. Okay, university guidance counselor, I think he said. Okay, hang on just a second. Listen close. And actually, before we start, you guys have pencil and paper, or if you can scramble around for one in the next 10 seconds, you should do so, because this recording is going to last for a couple, 2.5 minutes, so it's going to be impossible to remember everything. Okay? All right. So you can make notes during the test, and you should. You really need to. Okay. Here we go.
Listen to a conversation at a university guidance office.
Excuse me. Are you Dr. Martin?
I'm Greg Martin, and I don't think there are any other Martins in the office, but I'm a nutritionist, not a doctor.
Oh, sorry. I guess I was confused. The doctor at the Student Health Center told me I should see you because I need an allergy test. I was hoping I'd be able to make an appointment.
Sure.
I would have called, but I was right here, so I figured I'd stop in and...
No problem at all. Since your file hasn't come to me from Student Health...
Oh, right. I mean, I just left there, so you wouldn't have it yet. I'll come back.
Well, no, actually. If you have a minute, I'll just give you a general explanation of what we're going to ask you to do. I can't actually give you instructions specific to your case without looking at your file, but here's the basic idea.
Okay, can I...
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Please, have a seat here.
Thanks. I thought they tested for allergies by injecting you with things.
Sometimes. In the case of food allergies, where your symptoms aren't life-threatening, it's more helpful to check by adjusting your diet.
Uh-huh. So what do I have to do?
As I said, it's going to depend on what your doctor's written in your file for me, but there are two major kinds of dietary tests for food allergies. One is an elimination diet. We'll use that if your doctor is pretty stumped about what's causing your problem. For a few weeks, you'll have to eat a bland diet, just foods that we know are safe. That's pretty certain to eliminate the offending food.
A few weeks?
Well, it can take a while for the food you eat to clear out of your system. We want a totally blank canvas, because then what we do is, one by one, you add in foods that a lot of people have allergies to.
Oh, I get it. And then if my symptoms come back, we know what food must be doing it.
It's not always that exact, but that's the idea.
Well, okay, but what's the other test? You said there were two.
The other test is more of a spot test. If your doctor knows from your symptoms that there are only a few foods that are likely culprits, you'll stop eating just those foods for a week or so. Then you'll eat one of them on an empty stomach, and we'll wait to see whether your symptoms come back.
Okay.
But as I said, that test is really only useful if your doctor's already got a pretty good sense of what your problem might be.
Well, it sounds like it's a lot easier to go through, so, I'm hoping...
Well, of course. Let me look at my schedule and see whether I have a slot open on, Friday, maybe? Your doctor should have gotten your information to me by then.
Why is the woman speaking to the man?
Okay. Uh, okay, hang on. Wait. Okay. So there you go. That was a typical conversation. Although I must say, that woman's voice does not match this picture. On the other hand, sounded like a 40-year-old woman talking, not a young Asian woman. But anyway, okay, there we go. Why is the woman speaking to the man? Faisal, since you missed the first round, I'll start with you.
She wants which test to use? Supposed to receive an injection. Um, this doctor says she could. I think it's A. She wants the result of her allergy test.
Okay, you think it's? Did you eliminate these other answers?
Result. I think I eliminate that because she want to uh about to I don't know, but I eliminate A.
You eliminated A. Okay.
Mm, she's supposed to receive an injection. She needs to set up an appointment. She cannot decide. No, I eliminate D. D as a
Eliminate
dog.
D. Okay, so that leaves you with B and C. All right.
Supposed to receive injection. Signage. Oh, I answer B. I
B.
took B.
B is in boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what your classmates think here. Okay. What do you think, Talita?
I think it's letter C.
C. Okay. She needs to set up an appointment. What do you think, Ruth? Ruth, are you there? Okay. Joseph.
I think it's letter A.
A. All over the place. Ruth, do you want to pick D just to make sure someone gets the answer right? Goodness, you people. Okay. Ruth, come back.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, the answer is letter C. Faisal, you even said when you looked at the picture, it appears that someone is setting up an appointment.
Oh.
You had the answer before you listened to one word. All right? Go with your instinct. The picture that you see is going to be related. Also, another point here. This is a very normal question. You're going to hear this over and over again. What is the purpose? That's what this question is. They are always going to say the purpose near the beginning of the listening audio. Occasionally, they will actually confirm it at the end, like in this case. They actually talked about, why don't you meet me on Friday? I should have your information by then. Blah, blah, blah. You may even hear the answer to the purpose question twice. In fact, even in our earlier transcript, that you really actually heard the problem twice. Okay, but not at the end, but twice in the body of the transcript. Okay, Talita, next one.
Why must the man
Why must the man wait to give the woman instructions?
not get info? She hasn't been. Uh, letter C. Yeah.
He hasn't received her file yet. And Ruth, are you there? Something happened to Ruth. Joseph, what do you think? Agree or disagree?
What is disagree?
You agree? Okay.
Disagree.
Disagree. Okay. Why? What do you think?
I think it's letter B.
She hasn't been on her special diet mm, long enough? Okay. Faisal, what do you think?
Mm, yeah, I agree with B as a boy,
Okay.
cause it's weird, seeing the answer. He hasn't received her file yet. Her is for women, and the subject is he is male, man.
But active sentence. He hasn't received her file yet.
Oh, okay, but my answer is B, boy.
Okay.
My answer is C, teacher.
Oh, thank you, Ruth. Glad to hear
Mhm.
you're okay. Okay. And here is another piece of advice for the TOEFL listening test. Joseph, Faisal, you need to find out where Talita is taking the test, and you need to sit next to her and cheat from her answer tests. Okay? All right. That's my advice. So you guys get together because Talita is correct yet again. Very good. He hasn't received her file yet. Again, he actually mentions this information twice. Uh, in the beginning, he says, "Oh, we can't really do an exam because we don't have your file from the whatever office." And then at the end, he says, "How about Friday? By then, I will have received your file." All right. Very often, they will ask questions about pieces of information that come out a couple times. Okay, now we get to the specific stuff, the test. Ruth, why is the elimination test more difficult?
Why is the elimination test more
Yeah.
difficult? Um, letter B.
There's more danger of a serious reaction. Okay.
Why is elimination test more difficult? Um,
Hmm.
no, I'm not sure.
Okay, use process of elimination. Uh,
Why is elimination test more difficult?
did they say anything about performing at the Student Health Center?
Mm, no.
Okay. Did they say something about danger? If you can't think of the whole concept, think about the keyword in the sentence. All right. For example, was there anything about danger, hazard,
No.
accident, any word like that? Death?
No. No.
Emergency? Any related words? This is the keyword in the phrase. All right.
The letter C, Oakley.
Letter
I
C.
think it's letter C.
Time and effort? Okay. Injections? Joseph thinks C. Ruth, you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
How about it?
Faisal? You,
Yeah, I agree with C.
all right. Talita? Are we going to be unanimous finally?
Yes, I think it's letter C.
Okay, very good. Unanimous. We all agree. I agree with you. Okay, yes, letter C. Very good.
Oh, only one.
Only one. There's still time. Okay, next. Joseph, when can the spot test described by the man be used? Joseph? Spot test.
Describe the use. Please. When the elimination test did not produce results.
Yeah.
Okay. Faisal, what do you think?
What's called?
One can spot.
When can spot test correct in English? Yeah, I agree with A. When the elimination test did not produce result.
Okay. Talita, do you have another idea or?
I think it's letter A.
A? Okay. Ruth.
When the elimination test did not produce results.
Any idea?
Letter A, teacher.
Letter A. And you all pick A. You are unanimously wrong. Okay. Actually, the answer is a spot test is where they only try a few kinds of food. So this would be the doctor has an idea, okay? Either it's seafood or peanut butter. So he doesn't need to test every food on earth. A spot test by itself, a spot test in English means you're only testing for specific things. So that means he already has an idea. He does not have to test the wide range in the elimination test. Okay, another strategy here. If you guys were taking notes, I think you can see if you take no notes at all, if you write nothing down at all, this test is going to be virtually impossible for you.
Excuse me. What
Yes.
mean spot test exactly? For example.
Spot test?
Uh-huh.
It means that you're testing something extremely specific. Okay. A spot test can also actually has another meaning. A spot test can also mean that in fact it is a sudden, for example, if athletes have a sudden unannounced drug test, that would be a spot test as well. So there's really two meanings. But very specifically for drugs in their blood system, right? For doping or whatever. Okay. All right. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Notes. It's essential you make notes. Now, keep this in mind. Not only in listening, in the speaking, there is some listening you have to do. In the writing, question 1, task 1, rather, there is some listening you have to do. You should make notes in all of these cases. Furthermore, there's going to be, at some point, there's going to be two reasons. The woman in the first dialogue talked about, suggested using using a fan, using a radio. All right, so these things you should be writing down, a fan, a radio. And then she actually has a whole nother idea. So In the first one, I would have written white noise, X1, example 1, fan, example 2, radio, um, whatever. And then she had another point, and that was about temperature. And then she had examples, adjust radiator or open window. Okay, so you see how she had two main ideas and she gave two examples for each idea. In this particular audio, the woman needed an appointment. Obviously, she's got allergies. He said they distinctly use the number 2. If you hear a number, for heaven's sakes, there are a couple things we can do. There are 2 suggestions I have. I have 2 possible solutions. You had better write those 2 things down. They are going to be questions. In this case, there were 2 things, elimination tests, spot tests. Of course there's questions about them. There will be every time. There is almost always, if a lecturer is speaking, he will have 2, occasionally 3 main points, but at least 2. And in fact, you have to get 2 of them at least. You have to focus on that, the main reasons, the main points, the main suggestions, the main solutions. In this case, it's a solution. The woman's problem, allergies, solution, elimination test, or spot test. In your notes and in your brain, you don't have time to write down everything they're saying. What you're really doing, you're predicting what they're going to say, and as you make notes, very short notes, you are reducing, crystallizing, boiling down the essential information to its most absolutely basic level. So, in other words, for this test, woman's somewhere for an appointment, she has allergies, suggestion, elimination test, or spot test. Elimination test, longer, spot test, specific. That's almost all I have to know to answer all the questions. The very basics. Okay, last question here. What will the woman do next? Dun, dun, dun. Faisal, what will the woman do next?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Watching in lately.
At the very end.
Get her far from me.
Quick. Faster. I have to end the class.
Sorry. I answer D.
B?
D. As a dog.
D as a dog. Anybody? Talita?
I don't know. I'm have a doubt between letter A and D.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
pick one. Don't ever leave something blank, and if you really can't make a choice between 2, flip a mental coin. Ruth.
B.
B. As in boy? Okay. Joseph?
I think
Sorry?
letter D.
D. Start the diet. I believe he will have the file sent over. That's why they have to wait till Friday before they can do anything. Now they have to decide once they get the file, elimination test or spot test. So there's no way that she's starting the elimination test because they don't even know which test they're going to do yet. There's no way she's getting her file because they're waiting for the file to be sent over. There's no point in her in telling the man what she's eaten lately because they're not even going to start till Friday. So very basic. She just needs to tell the man when she can meet. That's it. They can't do anything till the file arrives. Anyway, he's the nutritionist. He's not even the doctor. He's not even the guy she's going to talk to in the long run. Okay, that's it. I think you can see the difficulty, and I think it's pretty obvious. Note taking, practice taking notes, and you know, the information, making it as basic in your mind as you can. And in fact, as you start with doing the questions, I would even suggest doing what I just did. Okay, woman needs appointment, has allergies, 2 tests, spot, specific, elimination, very general. That's it. Just go over what you just heard in your head and simplify it, summarize it in the most simple possible way. Okay, tomorrow we'll do lecture. Yahoo! Okay, thank you very much, guys.